Hey, family. The Couch Talk Show. The Couch Talk Show. Right? The Couch. Well, I'm so used to singing the Couch song. I am so used to singing the Couch Talk song. I'm so used to singing the Couch Talk song. I'm so used to singing the Couch Talk song. I'm so used to singing. But look, um, today, actually, I had spoke about uh Carmela Anthony's guilty verdict, right? And I didn't want to touch on it because I know it's a very, very touchy situation, point blank. But certain things I might talk about. But before I open up my mouth, I am going to do a little research. That's what community activists, organizers, journalists does when we speak about stuff about the community, when we speak out about community situations and stuff like that. You want to gather as much information as you can to have something to talk about, right? I'm not saying everything is accurate, but you want to learn as much as you can. Now, I'm going to be straightforward with y'all when it comes to me and when it comes to my observations and when it comes to the way I see things from where I'm at. Please don't try to tell me. Please don't do that. But if you want to share certain things with me, you know I don't have a problem with it. But do not undermine whatever I say out my mouth if you don't do what I do. Because number one, I know when I send out poor information or bad information on my lives like this, I'm held accountable for it, not you. Okay? So when you hear me talk about certain things, normally either I know other people that's working on those situations, a lot of you don't. A lot of you will do research and all of that, which is no problem because that's how a lot of us get our information. You know, we kind of Google it, we do research. Is they credible enough or just enough research to get your point across that you're trying to make? Somebody else might gather other information. Somebody else might have gathered other information over here. That's what makes it all come together. Unless you've been there and experienced certain things with your own two eyes, then you can actually speak on it firsthand. Okay? But when I talked about the Carmela Anthony verdict earlier, he already admitted to what he did. I'm listening to everybody else talking about this, talking about that, talking about this. The boy already admitted to what he did and why he did what he did. So why? Rather they took it to trial, which they did. They put people together to already crucify him on what he already admitted to. He said he did it. I don't get a lot of y'all. I don't. I'm like, the boy already said he said what he did. And he said, why? And in his eyesight, right, if he felt like that was justifiable, that was him, even though they proved him wrong. Now, I do not know. And I'm telling y'all, I try my best not to figure people out. I'm telling you, I try my best not to figure y'all out. When it comes to me understanding stuff for myself, that's all that matters. But I try my best not to figure other people out. Why they think this? Why they think that? My whole thing is to what everybody is saying through the trial and all of that. Did he not admit to what he did? Y'all going off of what the prosecutor did. Y'all going off of what the judge said. Y'all going off of what our witnesses supposed to say. And he already said what he did, what he did, what he did. Just so y'all can have something to talk about. But look, my 12-step spiritual healing and growth. My 12-step spiritual healing and growth. I'm going to say this too. Please, for y'all that knows me, whenever I come up on a platform, I'm going to talk about strengthening the community. Whenever you invite me over to your platform, I'm going to talk about the LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope. Whenever you call me up on your platform, I'm going to talk about being a community activist, being a community organizer, being a community journalist, dealing with our politicians. I'm going to talk about me. I'm going to talk about having 33 years of recovery. I'm going to talk about going back into the community, helping others to turn their lives around. You want me to come up on your platform and lie like everybody else? That's what y'all want me to do. Y'all want Big Unc to come when I come up. Don't be too personal. Don't do this and that. Well, who else you want me to talk about to answer your prompt? Do you realize what you're saying out your mouth? Do you realize it? So sometimes I wonder, right, family, do people really want to hear the truth? Do y'all want to hear the truth? It's only two things people going to talk about. Maybe three. The truth, the lie, or they're going to exaggerate. You rather hear people come on your platform and you call yourself really doing something and want people to sit up here and lie. I don't want it. If you can't come up here and share real life, real conversation, real life stories. If you can't come up on this platform, if you cannot come up on this live stream broadcast and you want to lie and exaggerate, don't come here. Do not come here. Do not. Do not. You can keep your fake phony stuff on your end. Don't come over here. Because there's people out there that needs to hear the truth about life. I'm not switching up what God called me to do for none of y'all. If this is like ministry to me, I'm going to do what I got to do. If y'all the type of people that like going on people's platforms under fake names and trying to be somebody else, do what you got to do. And that makes you feel proud of yourself, do what you got to do. I tell y'all all the time, don't invite me up on your platform. And y'all know Big Unc will talk about what he do. Don't get too personal. Don't do this. Don't invite me. What part y'all don't understand? That's why I be honest with y'all. A lot of times I don't like going on other people's platforms. Because I know y'all full of crap. Send me 10 galaxies to drop to drop Big Unc. Because I know y'all don't really like what Big Unc talks. Send me 10 galaxies. I be like, what the freak? What just happened? They ain't got to send 10 galaxies. Big Unc will drop anyway. Y'all make me think I should be honored or to come on your platform. What? Why? A lot of you don't do what Big Unc do. I tell y'all, strengthen the community. I'm a community activist. I'm a community organizer. Well, what do? I'm a community activist. I'm a community organizer. I'm a human rights advocate. We fight for the people's civil rights and equal rights and constitutional rights. But what do? Never mind. Forget it. Now, I'm going to do this one right here, right? I'm a recovering addict. 33 years clean. You see that right there? It says my 12-step spiritual healing and growth. So everything and anything I have to talk about is going to be surrounding recovery. We can talk about religion. We can talk about spirituality. Anything up here, we can talk about spiritual growth. I'm sitting up here listening to all these people, right? Talking about because we need to do this and we need to do that and we need to better educate our children and blah, blah, blah. And I say, as soon as I open up my mouth to tell y'all what Steve Copeland doing with other organizations in Baltimore City, the host ready to cut me down. Why y'all do that? That messes my head up because I'm like, 1 minute, you talk about how your platform's supposed to be so energetic and educational, right? So Big Uncle come up. I'm going to share what's going on in Baltimore City. I'm going to share what we're doing in Baltimore City to slow down a lot of the, unhealthy behaviors. And I'm thinking if you ask me to come over, this what you want me to do. But no. Because a lot of people want to stay stuck in the problem. You want to stay stuck in the problem. That's not where my spirit at. My goal is working on solutions. My goal is telling y'all about the programs that's actually doing solutions. Y'all want to stay in the problem, stay in the problem, stay in the problem, stay in the problem. I was listening to this guy, right, was talking about how his father said such and such and such, and how his father was 80 years old, and how his father can't understand why the people, talking about us, stuck the way we are. So I came behind him and I said, it's called post-traumatic slavery syndrome. It's been passed down generation after generation after generation from slavery. Throwing it in your face, telling you what they're doing. Telling you how the system pulling the poison into the community. Look at the effing. Look at that word effing. Effing. Spicy. And the blue. The blues. AI told me this is the new language word for our new group, our new generation of children. These are the words a lot of them use. Because I told y'all, I come from that mob. It's telling me how a lot of stuff are being covered with a lot of this bull stuff. The blues. The spices. How they crushing it now into other things. I'm like, what? And to me, I be thinking, right, when I talk about stuff like this, I be thinking as adults, we want to learn, oh, this is what's happening. This is why such and such and such and such. I do. I be thinking because I'm older, right? Got grown children, got grandkids. I'm thinking this is information, educational purposes only to help us better understand what's happening. And y'all rather run the other platforms where people starting this he saying, she saying, that said, this said, and argue with one another, rather than want to better educate yourself so you know how to better deal with your children. Then y'all will turn around and make a handsome dude like me. They come on my live platform, my live broadcast network, my live stream. BMore City, TikTok family, and want to talk about the stuff that's happening amongst our our younger generation, and what we can do to slow a lot of this stuff down, but you don't want to hear it. So I'm going to go with a Becky Book and them, because they over there talking about how women bashing men and how men bashing women. I'd rather hear that type of stuff because that's exciting. Y'all think I don't be knowing? Sometimes I'll be like, I'm going over there too, but I can't stay too long. I can't stay too long. And then the moment I go to somebody else's platform and I be hearing all this chaotic confusion, bull crap, I'm like, oh my God, I got to go. I thank God. A lot of stuff I used to do as a kid, I don't do no more as an adult. A lot of stuff I did in my 20s, in my 30s, in my 40s, in my 50s, I'm not doing in my 60s. You talking about growth. And y'all stuck. You talking about growth. I'm talking about a person that used to be in the bungles. Oh, I'm going to be mad. That used to be in the bungles, right? In the streets. He ain't in the streets no more. But he goes back into the community or he deals with other organizations just from where I'm at right here. Let's make that clear. When I open up my mouth from where I'm at right here, watch what I do. A lot of y'all don't do this. Watch this. A lot of y'all can't do this because you don't care. Guess what? Baltimore City, Facebook, TikTok people, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Strengthen the community. Because I know a lot of y'all on there looking at me. TikTok. I know a lot of y'all in Baltimore City see me. So when y'all hear me talk about people like Bree Jones, she's rehabbing low to moderate income housing in Baltimore City. When y'all hear me say places like George Mitchell, I'm talking about Langston Houston community up off of Ricestown Road in Baltimore, Maryland. Even though George Mitchell passed away, they still holding the fort down. So when y'all hear me talk about Marcus, father, fighting for fathers, he's over there at the food project with Michelle. I'm talking about people that's actually doing work in Baltimore City. Do y'all do this on your platforms? Do you mention in your area, in your city, in your community, who you're working with, or mentioning their names like this, advertising, promoting their business with your business? How people going to know? And I know sometimes it's word of mouth. Don't get it wrong. I already know that. But how do you think marketing people get paid? Advertisement companies get paid. Commercializing companies get paid. By doing this type of work for people like myself. That I'm sitting back doing it myself. This is called commercializing my business when I talk about strengthening the community. On the TikTok platform. This is called commercializing my business and advertising my business when I can talk about strengthening our community in Baltimore City. When I can talk about the Couch Conversation show in Baltimore City. Where I can talk about the Team Talk show in Baltimore City. And I sit here and tell y'all over and 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 over. Wherever you at, you're welcome to come on. And let people know what you are doing with other organizations, because I know you're not by yourself. This is where the multitude, this is where the village coming at. So I know you're not by yourself. When you coming on platforms and you able to share, this is what my church is doing in this particular area, in this community here, so people that's living in that community know what your church is doing to provide back. What your nonprofit is doing to provide back to the communities that you're in. I ain't telling nobody nothing. I ain't telling nobody. And that's how we carry it. Reginald Grant in Baltimore City, the founder of 7 for Men. No, Serve, I'm sorry. Serve for Men. Donald Morton in Baltimore City. BMore News. These are people in Baltimore City with businesses, nonprofit organizations. They're fighting to reduce the unalive rate. They're fighting to reduce the ethnicity rate. They're fighting to reduce the spicy F rate and the blues. Actually, it's all about spiritual healing and growth. I welcome you. I welcome you. I welcome you. I welcome you to come up here. I welcome you to share your solutions. We already know what the crisis is that's going on in our cities. We already know that. Now I'm going to go back to this prompt and I want to read it off because I'm looking at my time. AI was the one that told me around 6:30 when I come on to talk, read off some of the structured platforms that's in your area so people will know. Okay? So y'all be thinking I just be doing this to be doing it sometimes. I'm being honest. To thy own self be true. So let me finish reading off of that prompt that I got right there. Let me make sure because I got another one right here too. But this one right here, where we talk about the couch, BMore team talk. The couch, BMore team talk. What I did, I combined the two talk shows into one. Sunday through Sunday, Monday through Friday, we basically gonna talk about adult stuff. But if we got to talk with the youth as well, y'all already welcome. But Saturdays and Sundays is normally the teen talk. But y'all are welcome anytime. I'm not one of those parents or grandpas that says children are to be seen and not heard. Did I say that one right? Because that's a lot of information we grew up on. Miss. What's done in the house supposed to stay in the house. And this is a time for you to talk. Express yourself the best way you can. Free yourself. And guess what? I know as a young child or adult, that's what I'm trying to get to. Like, youth, aging, going through puberty, going through changes with the body, and don't really understand why this is happening and that's happening. And then your parents are not really sitting down with you and talking to you about what's going on with you. The next thing you know, you're getting a little hair here on your face and everything, and you're only 11 years old and you wondering why. I was just saying the face part, right? But I was talking about other parts. You'd be like, what they going on here? But now, let me read off the prompt. Okay? Because guess what? Until God called me home or something else happened, that's when I'll stop doing this. But let me read the prompt, family. It's too much texting for me. My 12-step spiritual healing and growth. Only reason why I say that because my religious background that has become more spiritual now, right? That connection. That's why I do that. So for those that understand biblical, Bible, scripture, the manuscript, beautiful. Now for those that don't understand, the goal is, or the ones that don't care to take that route biblically, I'm able to share with you from a level of personal experience in layman terms, just keeping it plain and keeping it simple, and believing in a higher power and believing in a power greater than yourself and believing in something that's moving you more in a healthier and a more positive direction in life. Okay? So, real conversations, real life stories, because I know everybody have a story to tell. Everybody have experienced some stuff in life. This platform is to give you the opportunity to be able to talk about yourself and feel comfortable. The two OGs. OG didn't work his way over here yet, but that's okay because Candy here. I look, y'all know what time I come on, y'all know what time I end this. That's all that matters to me. If you show up, you show up. I know OG, that's right, had an operation on his jaw today. But let me finish this here. The two OGs, we are recovering addicts. And OG, I hope you feeling better, bro. I just thought about it. They probably gave you some stuff to knock you up. But I hope you feeling better, bro. Now, certain words, family, I cannot use with what's happening amongst today because of TikTok friendly language. So when I mention the FNTY, the FNTY, right? Y'all know what that is, right? When I mention the word spicy, F, from what AI told me, these are languages that our younger youth are using, our younger generation, basically. And the blues. So I heard this early on, family, about how, see, when I came up, y'all know I always talk about the grass at 11, right? The drinking at 13, the mug cup. My coffee, God. I need some more coffee. But look, the Tupperware cup at 13, right? And I talk about this at 14. And between around about 15, I was doing both the smugs and that in the for TikTok's sake. So catch what I'm saying, family. It was called speedballing, if I can use that word, for TikTok's sake. Okay? And we do love TikTok. I didn't get clean until I turned 30. Now, keep in mind, I'm saying this because it's some new stuff that came out. Now, mind you, my mind's stuck back there. You get it, family? I'm over 33 years ago. So I'm learning a little bit now, a little bit about the FNTY. 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 You get it? The spicy F in the blues. And I'm finding out for TikTok's sake. They're mixing it in like baking a cake. They're mixing it in now. They cook for TikTok's sake. And our younger people is destroying their lives. I didn't know the number wise. A lot of our younger people that is taken down. Now, I know back in the days, we used younger people to actually, distribute. I'm finding out, and I was told to share this too. Watch out for the packages that comes to the house for your children. Because a lot of this stuff is being sent through the mails. They can order it. I was told to share that. to warn the parents. So I'm gonna go back again because I'm doing the 12 steps, right? But I'm talking about not just not recognizing a behavior, everyone. I always ask for 5 steps or a 5-phase process in helping people to grow or turn away from. This is the way I was taught. Talk a little bit about whatever the issue may be so that people can identify and recognize what you're saying. Then go into a recovery process. So this is your recovery process. Number 1, knowledge yourself. And this is us helping I'm going to say not just our youth, right? But when it comes to adults, period, that's still struggling or suffering from smug addiction. Did I say that right? Smug addiction. Now, I know I put the addiction on the end, but I was trying to watch the word addiction, right? But I think we can say that for TikTok. But smugs, though. Be honest. Understand your past, your wounds, and your triggers. That's the first step. And a honesty. So when y'all hear me say something like truth, faith, and trust, NNA, we talks about honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness, which is truth, faith, and trust. That's the first step. Know yourself, because you're taking the chance and being honest with yourself, getting to know yourself. Number 2, talk it out. Share your struggles. What is this? Real conversations. Create real healing. What is this? Real conversation, right? Real life stories. If you're going to come on here and you're going to lie and you're going to manipulate, you're not going to get the proper help you need because you're not being honest with yourself. That's developing an open mind. 3, renew your mind. Replace negative thoughts with truth, faith, and purpose. Remember I said the first step is being honest. Second step is about having faith. Trust is in the third part of it. They're spiritual principles. But guess what? All of this is helping you to be honest back with yourself. Having faith back in yourself. Being truthful or trusting back in you. That's all. Take action. That's the 4th step. Make better choices. Build habits that support your growth. We talk about spiritual healing, right? And spiritual growth. 5, live on purpose. 5, live on purpose. Help others stay consistent. Walk in your purpose and pay it forward. What do y'all think Steve Copeland do? Because of his 12-step spiritual program, because of the way he used to live his life, full of chaos and confusion and mayhem and all of that, he's not living like that today. So he learned to live a different way of life. So the only thing I'm doing, because of what God did for my life on a spiritual note, is the feedback to the community. That's all. And guess what? I know it's not for everybody, because a lot of us are afraid. I know the courage and the confidence that it takes to stand up. I know it. To thy own self be true. I know it. I know how people will run from Steve.
Well, he got a big mouth. He talks about he that.
No, because he's sharing the truth, but it challenged you to look at yourself. And I already know, for some of us, looking in the mirror, the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror, I can guarantee you a lot of y'all go to the bathroom and fly right past me and duck. You ain't got to. Stop and address that man in the mirror. Stop and address that woman in the mirror. Come on, Candy.
Oh, I got something to tell you today. Well, I want to say this. Since we're talking about, certain things we can't say on here, as far as drinking, I'll say. Well, I talked to, Chris is away. He's on vacation. And he calls me. He calls me today. And somebody, whoever, I don't know who, but I do have a feeling that his aunt said something, because they're there with him on vacation. And she has an issue with drinking wine way too much. And when she does it, I've seen it, she gets out of hand with over talking. So I think something was said about me this earlier about the way that I live. And talking about my finances and about me not working and getting certain funds that I get. I mean, I'm not afraid to share it. I do. I get SSI and I get food stamps. Not a big deal. I've been getting all of this since I was a kid. So, something was said about me, about the way, just the way that I live. Like, he said, oh, you need to get off of this, off of that. That's not going to help you in life. And I'm thinking to myself, where in the world are you getting this from? And then I thought about it. And I was like, yep, his aunt said something. She said something about me. Won't say it to my face, but will say it behind my back. So now he wants to sit there, like I said, he wants to sit there and judge me of who I am. I need to make changes. Like I need to lose weight and all these different things. And I'm like, why are you sitting there trying to shame me when we've been together for 2 years and you already know this? And want to give me an ultimatum that I have till the end of the year to find a job. And what, I try to explain to him about the jobs that I do have. Supposedly it's not good enough for him. Well, I'm lost to words and I don't know what to say about it now. But he ticks me off, the things that he says. But I know where it came from.
Candy. Do you really think this man cared for you?
I believe he can talk. He's a good talker.
I'm going to ask you this again. Do you really think he cares for you?
I think he just puts a front on.
Because my thing is, why you keep subjecting yourself to this?
Like I said, I don't know why that had to come out.
No. I'm asking you, why you keep subjecting yourself to this with him?
Because I'm way too nice. That's my issue. Is I'm way too nice.
This man find everything wrong with you, and you going to try to keep adjusting your life to fit him and his family. First him, because it's not about his family. Mm-hmm. Anytime somebody keep bringing stuff to you, Candy, you don't just stay there and let them do it. He's trying to mold you, shape you, bend you, whatever. This don't look. After a while, I'm just saying, you got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Nothing hasn't, like, in a while. Nothing has been said in a while like that. It's the only time that ever anything gets said like this is the only time he gets around his aunt. It's
not his aunt. If it's not his aunt, it's his father. It's everybody, Candy. Come on.
His father doesn't have a problem with it.
Candy, please. He's showing you all the indications in the world. He do not really care for you like that. And you are trying to fix yourself in a place where he's not allowing you. Come on. Come on. You are the one forcing yourself on him. He gone on vacation. He enjoying his life. And you stuck back here.
Yep.
No way in the freaking world. I'm going to be my girlfriend. I'm going to be somewhere without my woman. I ain't trying to get stuck on, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. If I be gone for 3 months, and if she can come with me, I want her to come with me. Because the point is, we're supposed to have a commitment.
That trip that he's on right now, that was planned last year.
I don't care, Candy. I don't care. Because number one, like I said, you are his woman. Stop justifying certain things. You are his woman. If they planned it 10 years ago, he can always squeeze you in. That's all they got to do is get a ticket or however they got there for you.
True.
Help you get it. But the point is, he don't care to be bothered with you like that.
I was going to ask you, are you on Facebook right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I show you something?
Well, you. Whatever you show me, it's not going to be shown over here on Facebook. Candy, I've been trying. You got to see your own stuff. But my thing is, why do you keep subjecting yourself to this? Him, then his aunt and them, they ain't got nothing to do with you in his life. None whatsoever. But it's like, this is a grown man living with his father. He's an irresponsible man, point blank.
Mm-hmm.
But this, to me, it's like you're not looking at that. You thinking that's a great thing. He don't even have his own. So it's like, how much can he offer you?
Exactly. And I do want to say that. I want to say, you're 36 years old. You need to be on your own, not living with your parents. Because I told him, I asked him, how many times have I been out on my own? And he's like, 6 times. I'm like, all right, well, how many times have you been out on your own? None.
And he's not. He's not. Why is he going to waste his time going somewhere where he's basically, in a sense, living free? Where he works at? Where he work at? He ain't got to worry about, look, his father and them got to make sure that mortgage is paid if the house ain't already paid for. His father and them got to worry about the BGE and all that type of stuff. He in there living off of their stuff, using their bathrooms. Now, he might be giving them a little bit of money, but this is the type of person you want in your life that you want to call a boyfriend. Oh, that's what he is. He's not a man.
Correct. He's not a man. He's more of a little boy who doesn't want to grow up.
And why do you tolerate that?
You know,
why do you no, let me back it up. Why do you feel like you need to tolerate that?
I don't know. That's always been my biggest downfall. Not my entire life, but I'm gonna say this. Back in my 20s, wanted somebody to always try to love me, and I couldn't get that. I couldn't get that until I got older. And unfortunately, them two are gone.
Well, the point with that, Queen, loving yourself, because you want somebody to give you something back that they can't offer.
Correct.
And it's like you trying to fill the empty cup, and you steady giving and giving and giving and giving, into somebody that don't appreciate what's there.
I said that to him earlier. I said it. I did. I said, I don't think you appreciate me. And he goes, yes, I do. I'm like, well, you have a poor way of showing it.
Do you have a therapist or a counselor you talk to?
I deal with a psychiatrist.
Okay.
I'm not good with a therapist.
Well,
I used to have one a long time ago, and used to talk to them because at the time that I was dealing with a therapist is because my mom and I didn't see eye to eye with each other. So, and that was a long time ago. Well,
the point of a therapist or counselor or a peer counselor, somebody to help coach you. Normally, the psychiatrist is only there to help provide meds. Now, I'm not saying they can't give you solutions and help you work up out of stuff, but you stuck, sis. And you really, really need somebody to help you with a process of working away and staying away. And see, my thing is with that right now, since he's gone, since they're on vacation somewhere, be honest, you need to lose his number. You need to really stop trying to reach out to him. And I know that's a tough task. But when it's time to cut stuff from people that's unhealthy for you, it's a process you're going to have to go through to detach from that. I'm not, Candy. And I'm only saying this because I hear it right here. I'm not forcing myself to be in nobody's life that don't appreciate me.
True.
And that's all I'm trying to say, Queen, because I know where your heart is at. I know you giving, but you giving out to something, to somebody that can't give back. And I don't feel like you really deserve it. So as a result of that, you need to get in some type of group, people. They got Al-Anon for people that's detached to other people and so used to trying to fix other people, because that's a habit within itself. For some of us, it's called codependency no more, where we try to fix other people because of us and their brokenness. But then you'll find out that's an addiction within itself. And everybody don't deserve what you have to offer. And I'm talking about your love. Now, once I recognize I'm in that space, and that's with somebody really, 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 really close to me, but don't deserve my love, my affection, and my attention. No freaking way in the world. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm going to go somewhere. If I'm in a relationship and be somewhere on a vacation or something without my mate, no way in the world, unless, and I understand this, you telling me it's a family thing and I'm hearing all this, but you're not included. So that goes to show you right then and there, you're not a part of the family.
Well, I believe what it is. It's about money, and they judge me for where I get my money from.
This candy. To me, you giving all excuses. At least you got money. Some people don't have money. At least you got an income. It might be limited, but you have an income. You don't judge nobody like that. He got an income, right? I mean, he basically get the same things, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, he doesn't get any of that stuff.
So he's working?
Yeah, he's been working for 18 years or something
like
that.
And what type of work he had? Job he does?
He works in he's actually a cashier at a grocery store.
He works as a cashier in a grocery store.
Yep.
But he's going to judge you according to what you get each month.
Yep.
And so what do he make, about $80,000 a year?
You know what? I never asked.
No, he don't. I'm just asking. And I was being sarcastic with that. As a cashier, that is not a career-minded job. That's a regular job.
I said the same thing. That's not a job. All you do is just stand there.
So he's making anywhere from, I don't know where he's actually at, but he's making anywhere from $10 to $15 an hour. If he's making more than that, God bless him. But he's probably making basically minimum wage. Mm-hmm. But then
he works Tuesday through Sunday. And it's from, I'll tell you the hours. It's from 6 o'clock in the morning till 11 in the morning.
6 to 11.
Mm-hmm.
Only 5 hours.
Yep.
Candy, you know all of this, and you hanging in there to tolerate. You hanging in there to tolerate this, and you are letting a person that probably don't even bring home more money than you try to belittle you. He probably don't even make nowhere what you do. He only work part-time.
Yeah. Yep. And you know, I'm going to say this. You know, I have had jobs in the past. I had my own business. And he wanted to talk about that too. And I said, well, we're not talking about my past. We're talking about now. So, but like I said, you know,
it's not
there's
worth
so
it, Candy.
much I want to say.
It's not worth it, Candy. It's not worth your peace. Mm-mm. It's not worth it. I mean, it's not worth it. And I can't tell you no more than you are the one that have to muster up the courage and the confidence to get away and stay away.
Well, once I talk to him tomorrow.
See, you steady talking about talking to him. Move. What is you gonna say to him? Because once you open up your mouth, he gonna switch the narrative back to him.
I'm gonna actually put my foot down.
What put your foot down with?
Because I'm gonna tell him how I really, really feel.
You putting your foot there, it doesn't matter. He's doing what he's doing. It doesn't matter, Candy. You gotta realize he don't care for you.
I know he cares about himself more than anything.
So what you gonna put your foot down for? He ain't got nothing to lose. He living with his mother and his father. He on vacation with his family. You couldn't go on a vacation. He already done told you. I keep saying it. Nowhere in the world I'm going to go somewhere knowing I have a girlfriend and not find a way to bring her. No. So now what you going to lay your foot down for? He don't have nothing to prove to you. He don't have nothing to offer you. He can simply tell you bye. Stay where you at. It's not like y'all live in the same place.
No.
So where you going to put your foot down at?
Well, because I have a lot to say. I do.
Yeah, you have a lot to say. That's fine. But does he really care what you say? Have he tried to make any changes to adjust to you? Because I'm not saying it, sis. So basically what I'm saying is he's not valuing your like feelings, emotions. He's not. Only because he doesn't value his. And whatever you got to offer, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't. You stay over there where you at. When I feel like being bothered with you, I'll come and get you. That's the type of response and attitude he had with you.
True.
He ain't asked you to marry him. He ain't say, come on, let's work on our own place. I don't hear you talking about that. He's trying, and then on top of that, he don't even have enough money for y'all to be on your own.
No, I agree.
I tell you what, I think you screwing yourself, sis. I think you trying to convince yourself. I keep telling you, as a man myself, that's sad. Y'all been together for a while. And he gonna turn around and leave you here? And that's what you supposed to be his girlfriend? That blew my mind on that. I understand people set up vacations and all of this and they do things. Then you went and got a visa because that was your whole goal of traveling with them, and then all of a sudden now we don't want you with us? Oh, come on.
Yep, I wasted $200 down the drain.
I'm going to tell you, stop being afraid of being by yourself. Stop being afraid. It's nothing like being with yourself and learning to love and appreciate yourself. And then the next time when you open up that door for that special individual, don't allow nobody in your life real quick.
Sorry about that. My aunt walked in the room.
And I know I'm not the only one saying things to you, but it's like no matter what, sometimes somebody might say to help strengthen you and encourage you, it's like you don't want to hear it. You making up excuses. I hear all of it. To be right where you at and to be treated like you're being treated. For right now, where that individual is at and the things you saying, I do not see them changing, not to fit you. I don't see it. Because number one, if it was, he would be working on change. But the only way he would have to work on change, he got to look at his behavior. If he don't look at himself and realize the pain and the chaos and the confusion that he's causing to your life, then he ain't gonna work on his stuff. I'm telling it to you as a man, as a human being that's been married twice. Know what it takes to keep a marriage or a relationship going. It takes work between the both of us. It's not a one-sided thing. I talk with my children about this all the time. Only to give them the choice to decide, rather you want to stay there and continue putting up with that bull crap, or muster up the strength and the courage within yourself to move forward.
I gotta excuse me. I gotta hop off.
I understand.
I have to go help my aunt.
I understand.
All right.
All right. Love you, Queen.
Love you.
She's like a daughter to me. I know she's a beautiful person. I know she's a great and wonderful person inside. In the same way, I talk with my daughters. When I know where their heart is at, I know how they really care for that individual. And sometimes things just don't work out. Sometimes you gotta help them to understand you deserve better. But they gotta believe it deep within themselves. I already know that because I had to. So I'm only sharing basically what Steve had to do to make the decision. And my ex-wife, you know I love you very, very dearly. Beautiful person. It just didn't work. I'm the one screwed up my marriage. I'm the one made the decision to walk away. I can talk about me. I don't need nobody else to talk about me because I'm only sharing my truth. You get it? Because I had to learn to correct my wrongs and not stay stuck. That's why I can share, right? My experience, my strengths, and my hopes. You see, I just raised this up to go back to my 12-step spiritual program. Why? I had to get clean. Excuse me, family. I had to get clean from the smugs and the alcohol, from the disease of addiction. I had to get clean 33 years now. I'm the one that had to learn to practice some self-control and self-discipline in my life. And I might be a little bit sarcastic with it, right? Because I want you to take it seriously. I'm the one that had to focus on my happiness, my peace, my comfort, my joy. The world did not give it to me. I was trying to seek validation in everything outside of me. It was a temporary solution. It didn't last for long. That's why I love when people try to talk about like addiction, or I love when people try to talk about obsessive and compulsive behaviors when you caught up in it. Rather it's gambling, rather it's lying, rather it's manipulating, rather it's, I'm talking about the negative energy inside of us, that negative personality we had. It's just, I'm still the same person. That's why I say a lot of people don't like real conversations. I already know. I already know, family. And it's not that I'm trying to be smart. I sponsor men and women. And then y'all know I started the housing program. So I deal with men and women with children. My partner, Marlo, the FACE program, he deals with returning citizens, mostly men. The whole goal for all of us and what we do is to help people gain a life that is worth living compared to like going off of old information. When you get to a point in your life, right? Keep in mind, family, when you get to a point in your life that everything you know or you've been working off and you realize your life is falling out of control or spiraling out of control, but you still trying to maintain with the information that you have, sometimes I need help. You gotta put new information on that old information. You get me? It don't mean like, I want to say in a sense that you screwed up, right? The point I'm trying to make is what worked, good example came to mind. What worked for you when you was in your 30s might not work for you in your 40s. Do that sound a little bit more clear or different? Whatever worked for you in your 40s might not work for you in your 50s because you in your 40s. You're not 50, so you can only go for each year and each day. You get me? Every second, any second of the moment, just for the day. For where you at. So if you're 41, I can guarantee you right now, you 41, by the time you turn 45, you're not going to be seeing life the way you did at 41 or 40. You're not, because you're growing. Now, from 45 to 50, you're not going to see life as you did at 45 as you get closer to 50. Know how I can say that? Because I've been through those cycles. Now, being 64, I don't see things like I did when I first turned 60. You get it? And then I'm 4 years into being 60. And y'all might sit back right and say, well, that don't mean no. Oh, don't. Wait till you get there and tell yourself that. This is educational purposes only, family. All right. This is educational purposes only. I can only share my experience, strengths, and hopes. I can only share my knowledge and my wisdom. I'm not that kid no more. If you the type of individual that you want to learn to live a more healthier way of life, you see right there where it says my 12-step spiritual program. For a lot of y'all, and I don't want to put a big label on it, John, I'm sharing the recovery process with y'all. A 12-step spiritual program. But it's mainly for people who life has spiraled out of control and they're looking for help. So you can be like a returning citizen, right? You could be somebody that came home from behind bars. And if you're still stuck on old information, you're going to keep repeating the same behaviors and then wonder why you back. Because if nothing changed, nothing changed. I'm amazed at TikTok. The reason why I say this, Because there's so many people on TikTok, to me, that's very well-rounded people. Now, because I deal with people that deals with psychological issues, it makes me wonder where a lot of people at over here, because no way in the world, and I'm telling y'all, no freaking way in the world, from some of the stuff I see over here, reality in dealing with life. I was sharing this, right? Some of the people I work with, I already know they have psychological issues. I already know it. I hear it over here a lot. Anytime you on somebody's platform and you see 8 boxes, you got 8 different people trying to speak at 8 at the same time. Look at this right here. It goes to show you where their mindset is at. Their brains are racing. 8 different people. And everybody trying to talk at the same time. It goes to show you the mind is racing. Even if you got 3 boxes with 8 people on that platform and the same 3 people, and the moment Big Unc run off of his mouth to come in with a solution, the host want to cut me right off. Because the host already know what y'all doing. Tap the screen. Send the galaxy. Do this, do that. And y'all fall right for it every time. I could be on somebody's platform, won't say a word, and I watch how they will skip around me and call on the same people.
Go ahead and speak such and such and such. Go ahead and speak such and such and such.
Go ahead and speak. And I pick with them. I said, y'all always skip all over Uncle. Because they know when Uncle come.
When you be talking too much.
And I will sit there and time other people on your platforms. The moment I open up my mouth, the host ready to cut me off. I'll be like, why do y'all be inviting me up here? Then the host be ready to cut me off. I can listen to 2-3 individuals talk your whole goddamn platform. The moment Big Unc say something out of his mouth, now you got to cut Big Unc. I'll be like, look at this. I already know you're going to do it. I'm going to answer your prompt, but you got to understand, whenever you put up a prompt, I see a big picture. You get me? I don't just see, like, you might ask a question, the prompt. Because of my life experiences, I'm going to say it again. Because of my life experiences, if you put up a prompt, I see a bigger picture than your prompt. So if you ask a question, I'm going to answer it. But guess what? To you, it's like you didn't answer. Yes, I did. I see the bigger picture. And you miss it every time. I tell y'all that. That's why, for me, to be honest with y'all, I'm trying to get better at keeping it plain and simple. But I started realizing no matter how I explain stuff in its simplest form, it flies right over people's head. I'm telling y'all, and it's not that I'm being smart. I had to one look. I'm like, why when I say this and I say it's like people don't understand me? I'm not. Look, and don't you ever. I came out in the 10th grade, right? So I know when you haven't really completed school, where your education level stops at. Unless you steady doing studying and reading and researching, you got a good memory. I already know all that. I don't care to hold a lot of stuff on his brain because I know I'm good at what I do when it's time to do it. I know when it comes to solution, I'm real good at with solutions. A lot of y'all are real good with memorizing information and talking. That's all you're good at. But you're not good at solutions. Understand the difference between the 3, 4, 5. That's why my mind, whenever we talk about certain situations, my mind goes because I'll start focusing on the solution rather than staying stuck in the problem. That's what recovery is about. It's not about staying stuck in the problem. It's recognizing the problem and then working towards the solution. Y'all didn't know that? Recognizing the problem. When you identify the problem, you're like, oh, there it is. Then you look for the solution. I can come out my mouth with the solution and it will fly right over your head every time. Strengthen the community. Watch this. But what you did, strengthen the community. I'm a community activist. I'm a community organizer. I'm a homeless advocate. I'm a human rights advocate. I'm a community journalist. I report back the news that's going on in the communities. But not only that, I work with certain organizations to help resolve certain issues that's going on in the community. And you know what y'all are turning around and do every time? Well, what did you do? I'll be like, did I just not explain it?
Not really.
Okay. Because unless you working, and that's not being smart, family, but unless you really working and understand the issues that's facing us, and when I say us, I'm not just talking about the Black community. That's y'all bull crap. Because I realize this world don't exist of just Black and white people. I'm just amazed how stuck some people can be.
The YT this and the YT that.
Like we are the only 2 races that exist in this world. Or cultures. And then you'll sit back and say, I know, but you'll go right back into it. It's the haves and the have-nots. That's how I know a lot of people don't understand what's going on around them. And what I am going to do, what's today, Wednesday? I know people have a life, right? And one thing I learned a long time ago, when I started the couch conversation, to thy own self be true. And it hurts me to my heart from time to time when I realize a lot of us don't like being honest with ourselves. You can't blame that on nobody else. When I was sharing with Elder the other day, after I finished my Monday, Men's Mental Health Monday, I went over to support Elder. And I told Elder, it's not to say it won't grow. It's not to say more men won't come. But when you start talking about real life stuff, a lot of people will run if they can't play you, if they can't play games. And the only reason why I'm saying that, because of my working knowledge of sponsoring men, sponsoring women. Women are more open to be honest about their lives and their tragedies than men. So if a man don't trust you, he's not going to be really vulnerable with you. If a man don't trust himself, you can forget it. To share those deep, dark, personal secrets with another man. See, I already know that. I've been doing this for 33 years. Sponsoring men, having men programs, helping men to be honest with themselves, helping men to be honest with themselves, be true with themselves. The only way I can help another man be real about what's going on in his life, I had to get to know me as a man. I can only get back what I had, right? Now, I got a half an hour to go. But to be honest with y'all, I'm going to get ready to end this. I love y'all. I was just Baltimore City. TikTok. Sunday through Sunday. From 6 to 8 is basically my live stream time. And once I finish by 8, I normally either go and I try to support. Wait a minute, why? I try to support other people that's spiritually grounded. You get me? People that's to help feed my spirit. So when I give out, right, the way I do, I have to be filled back up spiritually as well. So once I'm finished, I will go and try to connect with others that can help rebuild my spirit. When I tell y'all from time to time, I'm not full of the chaos and the confusion. And sometimes, be honest with y'all, just to have a balance. I might come over, play around a little bit, and then go, pew! Right? Because once it starts getting too chaotic, I'm gone. It's like, bye, right? Because I do have a sense of humor, but I can't stay too long. I'm talking about on other people's platforms. Mainly when it gets real toxic. I'm going to tell you this right now. As a moderator, it's not for you to talk the whole, when you on my panel, the whole thing. If somebody going through something and they need, somebody to help them spiritually, growth-wise, yes, I want you to feed them. But if it's for you to argue and conflict with people on this panel, no, you will not. No, you will not. Come on. And you feel like, as a moderator, that everything somebody say something, you got to always, there's other people on the platform with answers, with solutions. not my moderators. You will never disrespect my panel like that. Okay? Not my panels. Because I'm the one that has to have control over that space. So my moderators follow my lead. And if you can't follow my lead, I don't need you. Come and try to run it. You're going to find yourself gone. That's the same way with my business. I ask you to be a part of it. Basically, the way I normally run stuff is the way I want you to run it, with respect to. That's how you can tell your business people. Okay? So Baltimore City, I love y'all. I know we ain't gonna always agree. And it's okay. One thing I learned, family, in the process of everything I do, I have to stand firm on my beliefs. I have to stand firm on my morals, my values, my principles. We're not going to always agree. But if it's been working for me, if it's been working for me, I'm not going to let you come and try to sway me into anything else. You shouldn't want to. As a LLC, if we're going to work together, you come together. You come with your portion for us to make it as a whole. You don't come and try to dictate. That's not how business run. We feed off each other. And in order for us to have a healthy relationship, if you full of jealousy and insecurities and distrust and you trying to have a business with somebody, it's not going to work. I'm living proof. I stand firm on my morals, my values, my principles. All right. It's not to say I won't be open-minded to certain things. But if this the way I set my business up, until I could see something different or a major improvement that can be made, then that's a total different thing. But I have to see it myself. I will never allow nobody to come in my business and tell me how to run my business. Don't do it. But if you say like a step ahead of me with certain things, and you can teach me how to improve on certain levels, then that's totally different. Because you want to see me where you at. I meet too many people that try to kick me from under where I'm at, then helping me to grow to the next level. And I'm telling it to you personally. That's why it makes things kind of hard to allow people, even business-wise, close to you. Mainly if you're full of crap. And don't take it personal. Because some of you are. That's just how you run your stuff. I don't like looking over my shoulders. I don't want to be looking to see, for me, I'm trying to do all the right things to live accordingly. And then I'm being accused of somebody else's stuff that I'm just fellowshipping with or business with. That's not me. And if it is me, then I'll own up to my stuff. I love y'all, and I'm out of here. Love you, family.